On this edition of Lexington Now, the mobile market, Civic Lex, and solar energy. I'm Neil Noah, and welcome to Lexington Now for the week of June 5th, 2023. Citizens of Lexington and areas without ready access to healthy food options are getting a major boost with the introduction of the mobile market. We were there for the announcement.
We are announcing the creation of a new way to shop for groceries in several Lexington neighborhoods where finding fresh food is challenging. It's called the mobile market, and as you can see from the pictures, it's a rolling food oasis that will serve Lexington's areas without a grocery store nearby. The mobile market will be a place where anyone can purchase fresh produce and staples. This is a way to address insufficient nutrition as well as address childhood obesity. As a registered nurse, I know the importance of these to improving the health of our residents right here in Lexington. Creation of the mobile market follows up on one of the recommendations of my Commission for Racial Justice and Equality, which noted that most African Americans in Lexington live in census tracts that are not close to food sources. Keep in mind that report came out in October of 2020. Many of the people living in these areas cannot afford transportation to take them to the grocery. Therefore, it's a challenge to purchase fresh, nutritional food.
We were incredibly honored to launch our first and the first of its kind mobile market in Louisville, Kentucky, in partnership with Louisville-based food pantry Dare to Care. That was 4 years ago this September, and our mobile market manager, Lisa Ellis, is in attendance today along with her team, and they have seen firsthand the dramatic effect that mobile market can make when serving a community that may not otherwise receive access to fresh food.
Many neighbors with limited access to transportation cannot purchase nutritious food. The Mayor's Commission on Racial Justice and Equality clearly established several neighborhoods across Fayette County that are in the middle of food deserts. Food deserts as defined by the United States Department of Agriculture. This project is born from those two harsh realities that people all across Fayette County face every day.
When I started, folks asked me, how do you prioritize your work? This racial equity work, how do you prioritize it? And I asked myself two questions. Does it help people, or does it help remove barriers so that people can access their basic needs, or does it help them to access their basic needs? Food being one of those basic human needs. As Mike said, it's a human right for us to be able to eat, and eat healthy and nutritious food. So we're introducing an innovative concept that will transform the way that people access essential groceries and reimagine convenience in our new modern era. Today, we proudly unveil the Lexington Mobile Market, a revolutionary design solution to bring fresh produce, pantry staples, and everyday essentials to our communities that lack access, transportation, and infrastructure. The mobile market will be a testament to our commitment to innovation and convenience and meeting the evolving needs of our community.
If you're curious about becoming more engaged in the process of local government, there's an organization to help you do just that, Civic Lex. We caught up with Richard Young to learn more about it.
My name is Richard Young, and I'm the Executive Director of Civic Lex. Civic Lex is a nonprofit organization here in Lexington that helps residents connect with local government, learn what local government is considering, and get involved and engage in the process. I started Civic Lex about 5-6 years ago, really around this sort of goal of helping people understand what local government is doing. You know, when people think of government and sort of getting involved, they usually think about the federal level, voting, right, for the presidential election or in a Senate election. But we think that the place that you can make the most change, the place that you can get involved the easiest is right here at the local level. But a lot of folks don't really understand how to get involved in local government. And so that's sort of what we started around. We are not part of LFUCG, but we do work with the city a lot on various projects. Our offices are downtown on the 4th floor of the Pam Miller Downtown Arts Center, right across from the Central Library. It's great being downtown because we are in and out of City Hall every day, many times per day. So we're right across the street and can walk over there pretty easily. And we love being downtown with all of the wonderful things to do down here. We have 7 staff members, 5 full-time employees, and 2 that are with us through the AmeriCorps Vista program. And our staff do a wide range of things from raising money to ensure that we can keep existing, to attending city meetings and reporting on them, to running programs that get people more engaged and involved in the decisions that the city's considering every day. So right now we're in Civic Lex's sort of 5th anniversary. It's really exciting. We've been around for 5 years, and we're sort of trying to figure out what are the next steps for us. And we're also trying to make sure that we can keep existing for another 5 years. And so we're in the middle of a big fundraising campaign to support us over the next 5 years. I think my favorite part of my job is getting to sort of be in City Hall all the time and see residents coming and going and engaging with their council members and engaging on boards and commissions and really seeing how the sort of voice and perspective of residents from across the city gets sort of integrated into this decisions that the city makes. I think there are a lot of places across the country where residents feel very powerless, right? And they don't know how to they don't know if local government considers them as sort of in their decision making. But here in Lexington, I think we have a really thoughtful local government that is always looking for ways to bring more people into the process. And my favorite part of my job is seeing that happen in real time. So I think we can see the impact of our work in like a lot of really big ways and a lot of really small ways. I hear from residents all the time about our newsletter that goes out every Monday that sort of walks people through what's happening in local government, that people are learning new things, right? They're like, oh, I didn't know what a cow was, like a committee of the whole. Now I know what that is, and I see that there are some coming up. And just that like little bit of information, right, adds up over time. When people start learning even just these little acronyms and the different sort of things that the city's doing on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis or on an annual basis, it starts to build what we talk about here is like a civic muscle, right? It starts to sort of, just like people go to like a gym and, it takes, at first it's like, oh man, this is really hard. But over time you start sort of building up muscles. That's kind of what it is with sort of civic engagement, right? It takes these small little things here and there, and then over time that adds up into sort of a robust way of engaging. And so we see it in those little small things like people knowing new vocabulary words, but we also see it in how people are showing up to meetings and expressing their voice, or how the city is considering, expanding ways for the public to engage, right? These are really big changes from how council works to how the input for the comprehensive plan is gathered. These really big changes in bringing the public into decision making is a significant impact, and we love to think that we're a part of why that's happening. If someone wants to learn more about what we're up to or subscribe to our newsletter, which is free and comes out every Monday, you can just go to civiclex.org. There's a little button in the bottom of the screen that says sign up for our newsletter. Just click that, put in your email address, and you'll start getting it every Monday, more or less every Monday. When council goes on break, we like to take a little bit of a break too. But it's just such a great way for folks to just stay informed and engage with what's happening on a weekly basis and learn like what actually can I show up to and give my input, and what are the other sort of things that I can do to be a more active and engaged citizen.
After this short message, we'll tell you how to save on your energy bill. Welcome back to Lexington Now. Solar energy is a great way to save money and help the environment. And the City of Lexington has a program to help local owners achieve that goal. Here's more.
I'm Jada Walker-Griggs, Program Manager Senior with the Lexington Fayette Urban County Government. Solarize Lexington is a program that the city partnered with the Kentucky Solar Energy Society to bring solar to the residents of Lexington and Fayette County. So the city partnered with the Kentucky Solar Energy Society, and we went through the process of vetting our installers, and in the end selected Solar Energy Solutions out of Lexington. And so what that does is it takes the guesswork out for the homeowners. You know, we've done that process. They know that when someone comes to their door from Solar Energy Solutions, it will be someone that we have vetted and that we say, this company is the right company for you. And so it just takes the guesswork out for them. And our installers take them through a step-by-step process to see if solar is a good fit for them. Well, the criteria is that you have to live in Lexington, Fayette County to participate in our program. And your home has to be a good fit for solar. So, you know, if it's not, and there are reasons that it would not be, shading is one of those. The positioning of your home and roof being complicated, that's also a criteria. But we go through the process of taking the homeowner through that. Now, I keep mentioning homeowner because residents, the residential side is our main focus, but it also is open to small businesses, places of worship, and nonprofits as well. Because these panels are powered by the sun, that will then energize their home. There may be times when the panels will not produce enough energy, and when that happens, the energy will come from the grid. That said, if they produce too much energy, it goes back to the grid. So it definitely would save them money. There's also a tax benefit right now. The federal government is offering 30% tax credit. So those who file income taxes, and then we'll see that can also offset the cost of the panels themselves. It initially started out at 30% and then it went down and it kept going down, but this year they brought it back up to 30%, and that actually is going to be that way for 10 years, guaranteed 10 years. But you know, there's no guarantee that our program will be in existence at the time, so now it's a perfect time. With the vetted installers, we have secured up to 20% reduction in the rate of solar. So it's really perfect timing for anyone that's been thinking about it to join this program to save money. In the first 3 weeks, we have over 300 interest forms filled out. And so that's incredible, you know, starting a new program. So it lets us know that our residents are ready for solar, which is a clean energy option for Lexington and Fayette County. So we are doing Zoom workshops, and we also have one in-person workshop that will be on April the 10th at the Northside Library. So what I really would like is to direct everyone to our webpage, which is www.lexingtonky.gov/solar, and they will get background information about the program, eligibility, the requirements, and if they're interested, I recommend that they fill out the interest form online. We have another part of that in that Council gave us funding for lower to moderate income households. And so, you know, it's one of those things where as funds are still available, we can offer that, those grants to our residents. The cost per home will be different depending on the home, your home, and your need for your usage. But the city's grant then will pay at 100% for anyone who is eligible and that makes it through the step-by-step process. We will then cover their installation with the grant. I'm new to this position with Urban County Government, and I was at a summit, and someone from the Kentucky Solar Energy Society was there talking about solar over Louisville. and they said they were finishing up there and were going to go reach out to other municipalities to try to start solar. And I knew that was something that I wanted to pursue here for the city of Lexington. And so I immediately said, when you're ready, reach out to me. So it's been over a year since that whole process started, but it was one of the initiatives that came out of our Empire Lexington plan. And we have residents working right now to help me update that plan. And so that was one of the recommendations from the previous Empire Lexington plan. And I didn't think we needed to wait. Now is the time to really to be deliberate about our efforts toward sustainability for the city.
You've no doubt heard of community corrections from time to time, but what exactly do they do? Major Matt Lamons fills us in.
I'm Matt Lamons. I'm the major over operations at the Fayette County Detention Center. So I started in 2008, so I've been here just about 14 years. Currently I'm over operations, which is all of custody. I've worked in intake, I've worked in classification, inmate services, a bunch of different areas throughout the facility. So we've got about 300 employees right now. Our division is Division of Community Corrections, and what we are is anyone that gets arrested inside Fayette County, whether it's by the police department, the sheriff's department, it could be Kentucky State Police, ATF, whoever. If you get arrested inside Fayette County, you'll come to us and await your trial. Right now we're hovering about 950 inmates. Most of those are pretrial detainees that we're waiting to go to court. Some of them have been sentenced and are waiting for a bed with the state. If you're working in custody, you're working in a housing unit like what I'm in right now, and you're in charge of the safety and security of the inmate population and making sure that everybody gets all their needs. They get their medication, they get fed, they get their recreation, stuff like that. But that's just custody. You have other areas in our facility as well, such as intake, that does the booking in and booking out process of new inmates or releases. You have master control that controls a lot of the doors that we have. You have electronic monitoring for ankle bracelets. You have inmate services to be the inmate's liaison with the outside world. You have classification that decides where all the inmates go. So once you get started with a job here, there's a lot of different possibilities that you can explore and move around and get so that you're not doing the same thing every day. It's a real close-knit environment. You know, we all have each other's backs. Even if you're in a different area, we kind of know what everybody does, so that way you can kind of understand, you know, what everybody's going through. So everyone really pulls together and helps each other out. One thing that not a lot of people know is how much of an impact you can really have on individuals' lives, whether it's someone that you work with or someone that you work with because they're made to be here. You know, just treating everyone like they're your neighbors, because in reality, a lot of the people that are here aren't here for big, huge offenses. They're here because they got caught doing something against the law, and this is where they ended up. But they could be your neighbor, they could be a coworker from a past job, or they could be a friends or family of someone that you know. Right now, we're looking at filling about 100 vacancies that we have for new officers. So those officers, you know, you'd start out working custody, kind of working in the housing units, but as you kind of move on with your career with us, you can move into a lot of those different opportunities. You can also move up the ranks too. I started here as an officer, you know, I became a sergeant, then a lieutenant, then a captain, then a major. So there's a lot of not just lateral mobility, but vertical mobility as well, as far as working your way up the command structure. So we actually have our own landing page on the Lexington, Kentucky website. So if you go to lexingtonky.gov/correctionsjobs, it gives you information not only on what the job is about, but what the hiring process is like too. So we usually run a recruit class every month and a half, somewhere in there. And if you apply in between those, we actually bring you on and start you getting paid before the class starts, where you kind of go around and you shadow other officers, kind of get a little bit more of an idea of what that's like. So what you need to have, you need to be legally able to work in the United States. You have to be 21 years old and a U.S. citizen. What we're looking for is someone that doesn't have any felony convictions, but you know, if you go on the website, it really shows you all the individual little things and really guides you through that process. One thing that's nice about our division is we will train you from the ground up. You know, when I started here, I had no background in criminal justice. I did not go to school for criminal justice. You know, all the training that you need, we will give you, and you'll get paid during that training. It's 5 weeks of classroom training, and then you'll have 5 weeks with an officer assigned to you to show you the ropes. They'll start out having you just watch them. By the end of that 5 weeks, they're just kind of checking in on you, making sure you're doing okay. So right now we're starting at $20 an hour. The other things that you get to, health, vision, dental, you get money to go towards all those plans. You also get quite a bit of paid time off that you can start accruing. You start accruing that on day one. You know, so that's, you start with 3 weeks of vacation a year. That's plus 12 government holidays. We get 2 flex holidays in there as well. We also get 120 hours a year worth of sick leave. So that way, if you are ill and you have to take time off, you're not taking away from vacations that you can take later, just covering while you're not feeling well. I actually came to this career for the benefits before anything else. Having the retirement, having health insurance, dental insurance, I got to a point in my life that I had to start paying attention to that, and that brought me into the career, and it's kept me here ever since. I really think it's a good job. You should check us out. Check out the website. You'll see a couple videos, see what the job's about. Again, it's lexingtonky.gov/correctionsjobs.
Lex TV has some live gavel-to-gavel meeting action for you this week, and you can catch it all right here or on our website. And remember, for the most accurate and up-to-date information on all city business, check out our website at lexingtonky.gov. Here's this week's meeting coverage. That's all for now, but as always, you can keep up with us on social media. Check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at LexRex, or catch our live traffic cams on lexingtonky.gov. For all of us at Lex TV, I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.